No, I want everything I own to have like teeth. Like jaws, you know, I want it to look like it's gonna just take a chunk out
like
of me.
Like a transformer pooped it onto my desk.
Yeah.
I am still fairly new to the PC side of things. I'm coming on my like 1-year anniversary of making my very first PC.
Oh my God.
Yeah, thank you.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. I love my PC, but I've also always been super intimidated by it, but I thankfully have had people sort of show me the way and give me nice recommendations. But one thing I'm still dabbling in is the gaming peripheral, like different gaming peripherals. So my question for the two of you today is, what gaming peripherals actually improve your experience on the PC side or the console side?
All of them.
Well, I would say not a lot of them. I think
I'm
that
excited.
what
Tell me
brands
more.
I think that what brands want you to know is that if it has LED lights, and especially if they're rainbow, then you are going to be the best gamer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a strong feeling at the moment. I like. It's really weird because the game companies are like pushing the lights. They're pushing them constantly, but a lot of gamers are growing older and they're not into I don't need rainbows. I have the Philips Hue lights. That's enough for me.
I do appreciate a certain aesthetic when it comes to my workspace and things that I interact with on a daily basis, but sometimes you do wind up picking the weird, ugly transformer mouse because it feels comfortable and it actually works well, and it has like 20 different lights on it for whatever reason. But like, which ones in particular for you have made a difference? On the good side.
On the good side, for a gaming mouse or just peripherals in general?
In general.
Okay, in general. So for gaming mouse, I'm gonna admit I tend to go cheap. Like Logitech for the longest time made this one, and I can't remember the name of it, so I'm not even gonna try. And it was just a great mouse, and they still do like a cheap, like nice, low-key, not super glowy mouse now, and it's just does the job. And you know, I'm not playing MMORPGs all the time anymore, so all I need are the 2 buttons and the scrolling, and I'm good. But as far as like peripherals, I love the Zim, like the Zim 4 that lets you put a mouse and a keyboard on a PlayStation.
Oh, interesting.
Changed it. Like I had to stop playing Overwatch because I was afraid I was gonna like get in trouble.
So you're playing Overwatch on console with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
So you're just like destroying people.
Yeah, because like you play it and you're like, oh, this makes sense
I'm
now.
the best. Yeah.
Oh my, I'm amazing. And then I go to the PC version and I just get creamed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't play any Overwatch now. There's too big a difference between the two.
It's so funny that you say your mouse matters, because like my mouse, I have like a Rocat mouse, and I like it because I can adjust the DPI on the go, which makes it like more or less sensitive.
Right.
But aside from like that and like there being buttons on the side for macros, like I do not give a shit about my gaming mouse. I just don't.
So what kind of like, how do you use, because this was the whole thing way back when I had to do a whole bunch of research on gaming mice. And there was like, it came out that there are 2 ways that people hold their mouse. And there was like the way I hold it, which is just like this, you know, this is how I thought everybody held it. But then it turns out there are people who hold it like
clutching it?
Like a UFO machine?
Yeah, and so like, from what I understand, there's a lot of people that hold it like it's one of those little iMac, the first iMac,
the
you know?
circle. Yeah.
Oh my
it's
god,
like
this is kind of lewd.
Yeah, so they hold it like this, and they're like, I'm getting like a cramp thinking about it. But I feel like that has kind of warped the gaming mouse world, because then everybody's like, well, we have to adapt for the regular folks, and then these like weird claw people.
They call it the claw people. Yeah.
They call it the claw, so this isn't me like insulting them. that's what they call it. But like, I feel like a lot of that was adapted for them, and also for the lefties, I guess.
When I'm playing Fortnite, I bound a lot of my building stuff onto my mouse, which is really helpful because that means that instead of just like my hands going all over the keyboard to build something, I can just do it really quickly, which is great. I read that on like a pro settings site, which is really helpful. In terms of like how the mouse actually works, to me, that is like vastly superior to the mouse pad I have. I just bought a mouse pad that took up my entire desk, and it changed my goddamn life.
So you're just like whipping it around.
Yeah.
So you're one of those people that like keep it really, is it low sensitivity that you do the?
Or high sensitivity.
Well, that's the thing, because I adjust my DPI.
Low is this and high is.
Yeah.
So I adjust my
That's
DPI a lot. So
Yeah.
if I'm playing Overwatch and I'm playing a hero like McCree, my sensitivity is going to be really, really, really low.
Yeah.
Right? And if I'm playing like Roadhog or Reinhardt, who are tanks, it's going to be like a lot higher.
Yeah.
But if it's low, I'm going to want to like
So
do this.
This is interesting to me now because I'm literally just had the epiphany of why there are so many different profiles on I have a Death Adder, a Razer Death Adder mouse, which is like, I got it for super cheap a long time ago, and it still works really, really great. And I do use the keys on the sides of my mouse, especially for Fortnite, because I was doing the same thing where like I researched different key bindings for Fortnite because I was having a really hard time playing on mouse and keyboard. I was actually having a better time previously playing it on controller. But then once I learned like the magic of just custom key bindings, I was like, whoa. But like hearing that you have different DPI settings for different characters in Overwatch, like just blew my mind right now. I hadn't even realized that was
That
possible.
will up your gameplay. Another thing I realized ups your gameplay, and I hate saying this. Okay, so like there's a LAN cafe in New York that I go to a lot, and it's great. It's really fun. It's on the Lower East Side. And I started going there and I realized that I was winning a lot more Overwatch games when I was there. And I was like, this is weird. Is it atmosphere? Is it because I ordered a latte? Like, do I want to impress everyone? Am I just awesome? And then I asked the owner one day, I was like, why am I so good at this game when I'm playing here? And he's like, it's the refresh rate on these monitors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Refresh rate is a big deal.
I didn't realize that until so recently.
Yeah, it's like when you have, because refresh rate on a cheap monitor, like you see a monitor and you're like, oh, that's a 4K monitor, it's $200, I'm gonna buy it. And you buy it, you put it in, and for really twitchy stuff, so like Call of Duty or fighter games, or sometimes I guess with Overwatch, that matters, because like you can see that person starting to jump, whereas if you have a lower refresh rate, you might not see that beginning animation because it's refreshed straight past it. That's why people always complain about like gaming on a TV, because TVs have like 10, 15, I've seen 60 milliseconds on the TV before, and so people are like, oh, you can't game on it. And I'm like, well, you know, like if I'm just playing for myself, if I'm just playing like Witcher, it's fine. Sure. But when I go to play like Battlefield and I'm like, why am I getting crushed by everyone? It's like, I'm playing on an OLED.
I'm so
and,
angry that matters
giant,
though.
Yeah.
I'm so angry that matters because like I can spend $150 or $200 on a monitor and it's not good enough.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
That's what's interesting now, like especially with games like Battlegrounds and Fortnite and things where you need to see people from a distance and quicker now. Like you go to the gaming cafe and you're like, wait, I'm way better here than I am at home. It kind of blows. It like sort of, I don't know, makes you reconsider all the stuff you have at home and that's why I was initially like so intimidated by the PC side of things, because I've been a console gamer my whole life and that stuff really didn't kind of come into my in my brain
more,
at all.
Everybody's equal there. Like even if you have a much nicer TV than me with higher resolution and better refresh rate, doesn't matter because HDMI is still gonna like put it out at a certain level and you're just done. I mean, you're seeing a little different because a couple of companies have added FreeSync, which is the AMD version of G-Sync, to their TVs. So you're going to start seeing some syncing. You're going to start seeing some like a little bit more of a competitive edge with TVs. But I mean, you're also like, how many people are really playing seriously on a PS4?
Yeah, that's
Besides
true.
Me with the Zim.
Just you crushing it in Battlefield.
Destroying.
It's funny hearing you talk about PUBG and like what matters to you when you're playing PUBG. Like I've played PUBG both at LAN cafes with the best rigs and at home. I've played it on my laptop. And the one peripheral that helps me play PUBG really well is actually good ass headphones. Yeah, not the monitor. It's all about the headphones.
So you can like hear the people coming up behind you.
Yeah, because like having like I have these really great headphones that have like, I think they call it virtual surround sound, which sounds like not. It's like
it sounds like it's not real.
It sounds like it's not real, but it is. Like it totally is. I have those on and I know where the footsteps are coming from and I can turn in that direction and I can't hear anything else. The downside is that when I'm playing video games really late in the night and my boyfriend comes home from the bar or something like that, I can't hear him come in. And so I've set up this elaborate like mirror scheme where if he walks in the door, I have a mirror that's like facing the door now, so I can like see it out of the corner of my eye, and I won't have to turn all the way around when I'm playing a video game.
Yeah. That's a good system.
Like,
anyway, these headphones are great.
That's the best peripheral you have is your
surround
mirror.
the surround helps, but I think the mirror is better because I wish I'd done that. I have my one of my surround sound speakers is right next to the stairwell, and more than once I've like heard something on that speaker and thought somebody was like in my house coming down the stairs, and so I'm like, what is that? What's happening? And it's like, no, it's just the speaker. Can't play creepy games at night.
Oh, no.
I have a hot take on this. Keyboards don't fucking matter.
Oh,
keyboards don't matter. Fight me, I don't care. This is true. They don't matter. They're cute. I have a cute pink keyboard. It's Philco. It's a mechanical keyboard. It's great. It's beautiful. I have like brown
switches.
Cherry brown. No, not cherry browns.
Yeah.
They're browns, but they're not cherries, right?
I think they are.
I'm like, see, I completely disagree with you on keyboards.
Wait, hear me out.
I'm
hear
listening. Hear me out. Continue. Try to convince me. I'm just gonna sit here thinking you're wrong, but go ahead.
It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. There's like, first of all, if you have switches that are loud and hard to push down, like that's gonna make me game worse because it's just harder to freaking do. That's it. I don't understand people who are so obsessed with this. Second of all, I have played on every single kind of keyboard. I've played on $400 mechanical keyboards. I've played on the free keyboard that comes with my desktop. I've played on this Philco thing. I've played on everything, the LAN Cafe ones.
Yeah.
No difference. It doesn't matter. It's just like, it's just an expenditure. I'm sorry, Mike Fahey, if you're listening to this. He who has like 500 keyboards.
I got you. I got you.
It just doesn't matter. They're literally accessories. It's like a bracelet for my fingers when I'm playing Overwatch.
I mean, it's very accessory because they're very pretty and you can customize them, and all of mine are currently customized. I don't have as many as Fahey. I look at him in envy.
Yeah, who does?
He messages me and he's like, hey, look at this. I'm like, you son of a bitch. How dare you?
How dare you?
But no, I think they can matter. And again, it's like with a mouse, or it's like with a monitor, where if it's those games where every little second counts, then they can, because there are switches out there that have shorter travel, right? So it takes you less time to press the button, which means you're shooting or running or whatever just a hair faster. And I mean,
which matters for what percent of people who play video games?
You know, like probably like pros, I bet. It makes me feel a lot better when I'm doing it. It's a little bit of a placebo effect.
It's a placebo effect. Like you just spent all this money and I'm chill.
It's like, look, I got my Jordans, I could dunk now.
But like, look, if it's a placebo effect and I'm doing better,
it worked.
It's not your fault.
It worked. The switches, they work if you think about it.
But it is, because I went and I said, you know what? I'm gonna spend more money than I'm comfortable admitting on camera for this keyboard, and now I am doing
much better.
Much better, yeah, much better. I'm doing way better.
Yeah.
Like, I could be pro, they're gonna call me up for the esports.
I think I've been much more convincing. I really do.
But like, they look so good.
They look good.
You know how like, do you remember that movie, Romeo and Juliet, the one from like the 90s?
Leo DiCaprio?
Yeah, and like, they all have like their custom gun, and you're like, that's cool as shit.
Yeah.
You're like, you don't want to like shoot people or anything, but
of
you're like,
course.
that looks neat. That's the way I'm not gonna wear it in a holster and pull it out because I will get beaten up.
You could.
But I mean, I could.
There are many keyboards, but this one is mine.
Yeah. But like just being like, boom, and like setting that on the table, and you have it just right, and it looks so shiny, and no one else's looks like yours. Like, that's a powerful feeling. And then you can just sort of like send that feeling out towards all of the other people you're playing with, so they feel bad about themselves, and you've won by like, it's like psychological warfare.
This is fake.
Psyops.
This is fake.
Keyboards are psyops. You need a keyboard to defeat your enemy.
I kind of understand that though, because especially with the travel thing, because like with things coming out like the SCUF controller for the PS4 or like the Xbox One Elite controller, they give you the option to, change the triggers on controller, which kind of does make a difference. Like even if it is for like.
It has actually ruined. So I have a SCUF PS4 controller, and I live in Destiny right now. And there's a little thing on the back where if you twist it, you have a shorter throw.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna like crush it. But what it does for when you're like riding on your little bike, it only sort of engages your jet thruster, but not entirely. So you're just like slow rolling towards the bad guy. And I have been murdered so many times because I don't realize it's flipped over. And I'm like, why am I so slow? Just
Yeah.
It's bad.
See, that kind of sucks.
Here's my question though. If someone could make a peripheral for you that you would spend egregious amounts of money on, that does not exist yet.
Oh, okay.
That does not exist yet. What would it be?
A really sick VR headset. Like, I'm one of those people that is ready, wireless, I'm ready to live, like I want to put it on and never have to look at another person. Like when I come into the office, I just want like my keyboard, and you like come in, you're like, what is that Joe doing over there? With just like a mask and a keyboard.
See, I love all of this, but I just want a good gaming chair that doesn't look like it was pulled out of a Ferrari or like a, you know what I mean? Like I just want a really, like we talked about before, like things that don't look hideous in your room.
Yeah.
Just like give me, I don't even necessarily want a specific thing. I just want companies to make peripherals for older folks like me who don't want to look at a.
How old are you?
I'm turning 30 soon.
Very old.
That's not
I'm not
old.
gonna say anything.
That's not old.
I'm 12.
So how is it that people who are under 30 can afford like $500 gamer chairs that look like they were dragged out of Alien vs. Predator?
Well, when a parent loves you very much and they die, they leave you money, and then you just go buy.
Just gaming shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
your parents are like in the ground, and you're like, I'm gonna get the sickest seat to go.
I'm gonna get a Fortnite coach.
Yeah.